Okay, so one of those white linen shirts that I hemmed, maybe you can recognize it by this fabric here. I kept the part that I cut off, pretty long strip here, and I'm thinking maybe to make like a hair ribbon with it, like a long hair ribbon. I have to rip some seams, which will take me some time, but I think I'm gonna attempt to make a hair ribbon. So I'm gonna start by using my seam ripper, this little tool right here. And I like to individually do each stitch because I don't want to risk cutting the fabric. A lot of people just take the tool and drag it along, but you can puncture your fabric doing that. And I have done that in the past, so I literally do one stitch at a time. So I literally just go in and cut, pull. It's very monotonous, but I'm watching Steel Magnolias. But okay, I'm gonna watch the movie now and seam rip this. Okay, so I put some pins in it, and I'm thinking it's gonna be, when it's all said and done, probably 2 1/4 inches, because I have to leave room to put the stitching in and a little buffer, and this isn't exactly even, so if I do 2 1/4, I think it'll come out nice and straight. So I'm gonna get my sewing machine now. Thank goodness it already has white thread in it. Sometimes I get annoyed threading it. As you probably can tell, I mention it in every video I do sewing in. Probably want angled ends on this as well. Like I don't want to have like a blunt, I don't want my ends to be like this. I want them to probably be like, you know, like a ribbon, like little triangles. So I'm gonna factor that in. I'm gonna factor that in now. Somewhat of a guideline. And I'm gonna go in and mark 1 1/4, because I know I have my pins in, but I want I like having really exact lines. A true guide I could follow. I mean 2 1/4, sorry. I think I said 1 1/4. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna go in and do the angle first. And then I'll mark it for the other angle. Okay, I want my angle to match somewhat the same, so I'm going to use this as a guide. And you have to leave room to invert it, so I have to leave a gap here at the end, and I'll have to go in and hand sew that. Okay. Okay, so I think all the pins are out. We're going to trim off any excess fabric, and then we're going to invert it. So I have to leave room for hand sewing, so I'm going to give myself a nice big buffer at the angle. And then this is such a nice, robust cotton fabric. That's why I was so inclined to keep it and do something with the excess. I love not wasting fabric, or anything really, in that matter. It just feels good when you can use things to their full potential. Think outside the box a little bit. Make sure cut a little more down here. Actually, I can get real close here. Okay, let's get rid of all this. So now we're gonna invert this, just like, you know, this is what you're seeing right here. This is actually the inside of the piece. It's gonna be a little bit tedious. You kind of have to finagle, and it would be good if I had a stick too. Might come to that, we'll see. Just gonna do a little at a time. I'm not in any rush. Sometimes you need to like pull use a little needle or a little tool to really get the point up and out. Okay. See, that's the angle that I did. And now I'm gonna need to iron this because it kind of like wants to puff up. I'm gonna need to iron it down once I hand sew. I have to finish off this angle to match this angle. And I made it in the longest version I could. I could have made this shorter, but I didn't want to waste any fabric. So that's why it's so long. I'm thinking it could be like really pretty, like a bow in your hair or something like that. Maybe it'll be, might even be long enough I can use it as a belt. We'll see. Cut a little extra fabric off here. Thread a needle. Okay, so just put my sewing machine, I threaded some needles up, And I'm gonna put my movie back on. I'm gonna close this seam up, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done.
Shoes. Have to break 'em in.
Okay, the ends are done. Now I just need to iron this flat. It's gonna take a while for this to heat up because I have to pretty much iron it on the linen cotton setting, and that's the highest my iron will go, so it'll be a second.
At mood for 40 years.
Okay, all done. Maybe I'll just throw it in my hair just to see. I don't have any curls in right now, so it won't look as pretty as it can. But I wonder if I'd be able to tie this in a bow. I mean, I can't see it, but hopefully it looks good for what you guys can see. I could use a mirror actually. Okay, it's a little crooked, but you get the point. Okay, so it's a bit later and I had an idea so the bow would stay better in my hair. I'm actually sewing on a little barrette. There's little loops, there are little holes here at the end. So I wove the barrette through the center bit, and now I'm just tacking it down with some thread through these little holes here. I did this side, I'm just doing this side. So then I could wear it really pretty in like the back of my hair, maybe the end of a braid or half up, half down. It's quite late though, so I'll probably take another video of me styling it prettier and add it to the next clip. So yeah, see you then. Okay, so I just clipped it in. But yeah, this is a great way to use up some of your sewing scraps, especially if you have like long enough pieces. You can make like ribbons and bows, and you could even like attach this to the actual garment if you wanted to. I could have made like a little like neck bow with it, but yeah, just think outside the box. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.